What's up, world? Sorry for the delay, but welcome to Garage Talks 5417. I'm your host, Peacekeeper Desmond Reynolds. It's so good to be back and see you guys. We got a great guest, a state champion, a humble man, a strong man, a healthy man, Sterling Minor.
Thanks for having me, my guy.
Hey,
I
anytime.
appreciate you, man. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm ready, man.
Is this your first podcast?
It is. It is.
Okay.
Once you asked me, I was like, I had never been on a podcast before. I see him all the time on Instagram and TikTok and all that jazz.
Right.
Man, I wonder what's like to actually be on. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now I'm glad that you actually getting this stuff going and have plenty of guests already, and now I'm one of them.
Man, for real. I know. Isn't it kind of weird? Like, I would watch a podcast at times and be like, will I ever be on this? Will I ever do this?
Well, just create it yourself, though.
And then just create it
Just do
ourselves.
it yourself.
Well, man, I want to start off. Tell us about yourself. What you about? Where you from?
Well,
What you do?
born and raised here.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think I've ever really thought about getting out too far, but born and raised in Springfield, Eugene, Oregon. I know I've
Same.
moved I've been all over the place from, deep in Springfield, deep in Eugene. So I've lived all over the place.
Okay.
Went to school at, Thurston Elementary, Thurston Middle, and Thurston High.
Word.
So, I grew up with a lot of the same cats that are still around today too. So it's always good to see, people that you went to kindergarten with,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is kind of neat. See what they're up to. But
Growing
yeah,
up together. doing
Exactly.
your thing.
Born and raised here. I love Oregon. I don't know. I'm gonna leave at some point for sure, but
Hey,
that's when that's the next chapter. We can worry about that when that train comes.
when that
You know?
train comes.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, no, I
definitely.
love it.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, you did a big thing. Brought a state championship to Thurston.
Yeah, no, that was the first one that Thurston had. It was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
It was pretty dope. I got to do it with some cool cats too that I grew up with.
Yeah.
So
My cousin being one of them. Too.
exactly, he's a freak of nature too. Playing with that cat was so cool, man.
Right.
Because I remember when I was first getting into hoops, actually and wanted to take it seriously, got my first sneakers. I was happy. I think it was probably
Yeah. How old were
maybe
you?
I was probably in the seventh grade or
Seventh
sixth or seventh grade, and
Oh, so you started hooping a little bit late.
a little bit later. I was always
Yeah.
playing in the cul-de-sac. Don't get me wrong, but I would
Right.
never. I had my friend that he was on the state championship team too.
Oh.
We grew up in the same cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So and he's the same age as Isaac, right?
Gotcha.
And we grew up in the cul-de-sac together playing ball, and he was always going to camps and going to practices, and I was just when he left, I was still outside shooting hoops in the cul-de-sac. I didn't have no organized basketball really to ever go to.
Right. Right.
So up until sixth or seventh grade, that's when
Okay.
I got to go to my first camp, and Isaac was there, Mason was there, a lot of these cats that I ended
Mason,
up playing with in high school. Yeah, they gave me a run for my money. They told me
Man.
there, I was like, Isaac was going up and down the court, Mason was doing his thing. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to get where they're at.
Yeah.
And, we were 12, 13, 14 years old.
Man.
You know what I mean?
And Isaac's quick, man.
Oh,
He's so quick
he's
and
different.
fast.
He was different.
You would just see hair going
Oh yeah.
and just
And he's like the first one you notice out of the gym too.
right.
It's like he's different. There's
Yeah.
everybody else, and then there's him. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But
He
no,
got-
I looked up to him from definitely a skill standpoint, a work ethic standpoint. Like he was just good. And his
Right.
older brother Keishan too.
Yeah,
I got
Keisha,
to
shout out to
play with him a lot as well. So just all the Langs, man. They're
Yeah.
just that's your family, that family's they're too good.
man.
All of them are good.
That's dope to hear. And then you guys grow up together, go
Mhm.
through the ranks,
Oh yeah.
get to the state champ. How was that feeling?
It was dope, man. It was dope because our coach, he had told me he had hope every year that we were setting up for success, but he had a vision at my senior year, and then when Isaac and Mason were caught up to speed and they're really developing as roles that we can really have.
Right.
Because it's like when you're on a team, especially when it comes to basketball,
Mhm.
it's like we were all good. We all wanted
Yeah.
the ball. We all wanted to show out and hoop and put some points on the board, but we had to really adapt to playing with each other and sacrifice and play to all of our strengths. You know what I
Right.
mean? So once we figured that out, it was like, nah, there's nobody beating our five.
Yeah.
There's nobody beating our five. So it was a cakewalk. Once we actually got to the tournament, we were blowing everybody out by 15.
Yeah, you guys were smacking. Who was it that was supposed to be your guys' rival with that Crater?
Crater? Yeah, we smacked. We gave him that
work.
We smacked him.
Y'all
Because
got
they gave us troubles even like in my sophomore, junior year too.
yeah.
They were always giving us the work.
Right.
So it felt pretty good. And McMinnville, that last game too, that was pretty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It seems like forever ago.
Isn't that a trip?
It seems
I
like
was
forever
there.
ago.
I was watching y'all, so
Yeah,
I remember.
it
I
seems
was,
like forever ago, man.
shoot, I was in the stands getting my fan on. I was
There
like,
you
let's
go.
go.
I can hear you, bro.
Yeah. That's
No, but it was a cool experience. All the
Yeah.
energy in that building, it was dope, man.
You ever rock the ring?
We didn't ever get rings.
You didn't get ring?
I didn't really. I mean, I would have probably lost it anyways. I mean, I mean, I don't mean to say that, but like that.
Really?
I love the memories that I got and just hooping with my boys more than anything.
Shoot, I want a ring. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I
ring me.
I don't know if I would have kept it, but I mean, it would have been a nice reminder. I got like the medals and all that stuff.
Oh, you got a medal. Okay.
Like the net is somewhere still at my parents' house somewhere.
Okay, bet. You got a medal though.
We all got that stuff.
Okay, as long as you got something,
Yeah,
man. That's
But the memories and the time at the hotel, we were just gaming, you know. Yeah, we were just doing our thing. We're just boys hooping. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That's all that matters.
How did that translate for you? All that basketball experience, did that help translate for you in life?
Oh,
just going outside of like school and basketball.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I think honestly, basketball probably saved my life. To be honest,
Really?
like I mean, I don't mean to sound like exaggerate, like, but you have to find something to lean on. I mean, like as a kid, I was kind of going back and forth between my parents' houses. Wasn't always in the safest environment, so I'm like, I didn't really have much to do aside from be with my friends and play basketball.
Gotcha.
So it was just like, as much it was as a good workout and a craft to work on, it helped my mental health as a kid so much, man. So much, absolutely, and still does. Like, yeah. I don't care if you're just playing for fun or you're playing to compete, but you pick up that orange ball and you got a rim somewhere, it just relieves so much stress out of my league for sure. Yeah, that's why I still hoop. So I mean,
yeah, you still be hooping. I saw you bamming out.
I try every once in a while, but no, it's like in being on teams where I've been a leader and a captain and whatnot. You take that into the workplace and you start realizing a lot of what your coaches are preaching, a lot of what your parents are talking about. It's like at middle school, high school age, you might not put everything together quite then, but now that I'm in I'm an adult, 23 years old now, it's like a lot of what my coaches were talking to me about that translates perfectly into what I'm doing now. It's like that kind of mentality that I had as a leader and as a captain and a coach. I coached a little bit of ball too, so it's like all of that is just a perfect translation to something that you have to apply to work life, relationships, family. It's like, because it took sacrifice, it takes patience, it takes communication, everything between to be a good basketball player, to be a good teammate, to be a good husband, boyfriend. Definitely. So
everything. Communication is key. I think that's the biggest thing that got for me, whether I'm at work, with my team on the podcast, whenever you gotta communicate.
You have to, absolutely.
And just speak it, man. Run the play. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got to. It's a great answer, man.
Yeah, great. Translates perfectly.
Definitely. 100% there. Yeah, man, state title. Is that the only one in Lane County?
I don't really know. I know it was the first one for Thurston.
It must have been the first one in a long time.
I know
there's someone else.
I know people have gotten so close. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I've been so out of the loop for such a long time now. But no, that was just cool to be the first, part of the first thing that happened. You know what I mean? Right. School had your back,
Man.
It was cool, man. It was a cool experience.
I like how you kept emphasizing moment in time. Like, people forget to live in the moment.
Absolutely.
You got to be mindful of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think we're a little bit too rushed sometimes, for sure.
People be like thinking 3 years ahead. And I'm like, yeah, like I want to look ahead. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, what about right now? What's in front of us? Who's in front of us?
That's when I started taking priority over my time more than honestly anything else. Like, really? Especially like,
are you organized? Are you like organized?
I try to be. My dad was so organized. He was so meticulous. So it's like when you pick up on little things like that, it's like you can't help but become that. That's what you see when you're a child. So I mean, my dad was very meticulous like that. So I try to be meticulous like that.
Respect.
But at the same time, it's like I don't really need that. I mean, what I'm doing for work, I work at a coffee shop. I'm just like a full-time employee. So it's not like I have a whole lot of responsibilities outside of the shop to where I need to be on top of things. But when I was managing my own shop, like I had to be organized, my laptop, my notes, my sticky notes on my desk and everything as reminders. Like when it came to that and when my days called for it, my weeks for my job called for it, yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
But personal life still kind of.
Yeah, I like to try to be organized as much as I can.
Yeah.
I try to be.
That's like one of my goals, especially for 24, just organization, just like, hey, try to get this. Like, I don't want my days to be a straight itinerary, but
I get you. At least you got to keep yourself on track somehow.
Yeah, you know, between, like you said, the work, pod, this, and this. Sometimes you could get
you got a lot of stuff going on, dog.
Yeah, man.
You got a lot of stuff going on.
Seriously.
So, kudos to you, my friend.
Thanks, man. You too, brother.
Thank you
too.
Thank you.
Gym, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay in it.
You trying. You stay in it every time I'm there.
Well, it's kind of cool because once you, like we're just talking about basketball, it's like I loved it so much, and then I didn't ever stop playing, but I started just getting into the gym and kind of falling in love with that process of, you know, you see yourself getting better at something. You know, you're getting stronger, you're getting quicker, whatever it is, you're getting bigger, you can feel it, you can see it. Right. So it's like once you start to see that progress, it's like, okay, then I want to try to make this as consistent as possible. Just like I was doing with ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I started seeing that, I was like, this feels good. It makes my mental health feel good. It makes I'm treating people better. I'm treating myself better. I'm like, I want to stick with this. This is what's making, you know, my
it becomes addictive.
Exactly. So yeah, we've been going to the same gym. I've been going there for like maybe coming up in a year, maybe.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah, but I was working out. I was actually working out with Keishan for a while at Forever Strong.
Oh, you was at FS?
Yeah, I was at FS for a while.
Shout out to Vic.
Yeah, no, Vic. He's the dude. Jay, and he goes there. Shout out all those boys. They're putting in so much Molly. They're putting in so much work in that gym.
Yeah.
So, but that was just kind of a little bit out of my way. I live probably like, 10, 12 minutes away. Pursue was like,
just
3 minutes away. I could throw a rock at it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time driving across town to go to another gym. But no, I miss that gym a whole lot. But no, I try to stay in there as much as I can.
That's good, man. That's good. How many days a week you think you work out?
I should probably take more of a rest day. Honestly, I probably go 6 or 7 days a week. But
hey, respect. You're 23, man. You good?
I can handle it. I don't try I schedule I have a pretty good itinerary and routine when it comes to my workouts. Yeah. But I try to listen to my body more so than give myself a scheduled day off. You know what I mean? Because if I'm feeling good, let's get after it. It could be a really great workout, and it's my scheduled day off. I'm not gonna do it just because it's scheduled. You know what I mean? Definitely. But if I got the energy, I'm feeling good. I'm like, let's go get a great workout. You know what I mean? So I just try to listen to my body as much as I can with it.
Yeah, sure. We needed you last week because we both got sick.
Yeah, I'm glad we bounced back though, huh?
Yeah, man, bounced back strong.
Oh man, but
that sickness was ridiculous.
You probably had it worse than I did because I think I just had the common cold. Yeah. But it looks like you might have had the flu or something.
Something, man. That kicked my butt. I ain't even gonna lie, world. I was sick. I was down bad.
It's a rough way to start the year, but that's all good.
Right. Got it out the way. So now hopefully the rest of the year I don't have to worry about it. Just got my sleep in, got my naps. It's all good.
Absolutely.
Man, that's definitely true, man. I gotta ask as well with work. So you work at Dutch Bros.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which team?
Almost 6 years.
Already?
Almost.
Dang, time flies.
It does. It's been a great time though. I love it.
So if you moved out the state, would you still try to stay with Dutch Bros, or would you see yourself trying something else?
I'm at a point now where I've been up the ranks. I've managed my own shop for maybe I think like a year and some change, right?
Respect.
And I've seen the ins and outs of it. It's great. It is really great. But I learned about myself that I just love making coffee for people and love the social aspect of it and getting in my groove and seeing the same kind of peeps every day and learning about them learning about me. But once I got into management, it's like, wow, there's so much like technicalities that go into this job as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it can be definitely stressful at times, just like with any other job. You know what I mean? You're on 24/7, and I was managing a 24-hour shop too. Right. So it's just kind of taxing, and I took a lot of pride in caring about my coworkers and everybody that I was managing too, because I wanted to be the best leader I could. You know what I mean? I took everything that I knew from basketball and try to translate that into a bigger group of dang near like 30 people.
Dang.
and people are
Dang.
coming at you with, all sorts of, scheduling problems and personal problems, and then you get close, and then they're telling you everything that's going on in their life. It's like, that can be emotional draining sometimes.
Dang.
And when you're just like the leader of the pack, it's like, you're listening to, all your coworkers just kind of explain, their life's problems to you. You know what I mean? It's like you're just the ear, and you're not talking back at them. They just want to lean on you for a little bit. So it's just like, dang, I can't believe such and such is going through that right now. I want to make their job easier.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely,
mean?
definitely.
So I did that, maybe more than I should have. And I learned with any kind of job that you're in, it's like, if everybody is happy with you,
Yeah.
you must be doing something wrong.
Man, that's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
deep.
it's like I was making too many decisions that were leading to personally being better with somebody and doing what was good for them, but it wasn't helping the entire group.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Would it drain you at times too?
Oh,
Like, kinda-
absolutely, man. It was
Okay.
draining, and just trying to be that positive energy in the stand too, when you are, cooking up people's coffee, and then at the same time you gotta, you have 10 other things on your mind that you need to do after work, or you should have done before work.
Definitely.
And then you want to separate yourself and disconnect, and maybe going on a little vacay, but it's just like you feel like you have to really invest to make it worthwhile and make it a good shop and take pride in it. And I did that, just got burnt out, and
hit the wall, huh?
I did.
Yeah, I've
I
been there.
I did not pace myself, and I was young too when I did it. Everybody, like all the other managers in town, they were all 25, 26, 27 years old, and I was just starting when I was like 21 or something like that. So
Okay.
I was still in that phase of my life and whatnot. I was still a younger cat, and I moved up quick. So it was a lot, but I learned a lot more than anything else. But
sometimes in those situations, what I would say is you gotta, because I've been there with you. The exact things like you said, hearing everybody's problems, inside work, outside work. Sometimes you just gotta take yourself out of the equation and just look at the situation.
Absolutely.
And observe it. Like literally, like I took like 3 weeks off or something.
You gotta recoup somehow, right?
Man, I did. And I said, okay, pace myself, organize better, and just sometimes saying no is the best medicine.
Absolutely.
Just, hey,
I
sorry.
didn't say no enough. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
right.
I did not say no enough.
I think a lot of us are guilty. You got a good energy to you, so I already know you're trying to give back to the world a lot.
I tried. I did try my best. I tried my best with it.
Did you? Yeah, you probably did.
But at the same time, I did that like right out of high school. My coach is my basketball coach that I had back in high school. He's running Blaine.
That's
right. He's running like all the shops that we work at too.
Oh, is he?
So not only was he my coach, he was my boss. He's still my boss too. So it's like,
shout out to Blaine.
Shout out that man. He does so much. He does a lot for the community, and Thurston, all the athletics they got going on over there. He's done some great stuff. Raising a kid now too. So it's just nice being able to see somebody like that go from a coach. I've seen like how he interacts as a father, and now as a boss too.
Man, that's huge.
So he's been in my life since I was about 13, 14 years old too. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's been like 10 years since I known this man. He's only done good.
That's awesome.
So
I see you running your own coffee shop one day.
It's kind of cool because I wanted, because I started right out of high school. Right, I was working at the shop right next to the high school. And,
okay, that's cool.
And my dad, he owned his coffee shops back in the day in town here too.
Oh, for real? What's the name of it?
Phoenix Espresso.
Okay, word.
Yeah, so that's the one I remember the most, because I was probably like maybe like 5 or 6 when he still probably had his last one.
Respect.
And I remember just running in and out of the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my name too, which is kind of cool because my dad, he was cooking up coffee just like I'm doing now. And I was born, and I was probably going on 3-4 weeks without a name. So
oh, for real?
They could not decide on my name.
Yeah.
For the life of them, they couldn't pick out a name for me. And my dad had a regular. He was a mixed guy, right? Okay. And my dad's black, my mom's white.
Where?
So I'm mixed. Yeah. And he comes back home to my mom, and he's like, "What about Sterling?" And and then that was it. That's
and hang on, where did he get Sterling from? Like, was it from?
That was the regular's name.
Oh, that was his name.
That was his name. Wow. And he's like, "Wow, I haven't heard. Maybe he hadn't heard that name before. It's been
left a good impression, probably too,
something like that." So he's like, he must have had a good interaction with this dude, and then he comes back home to mom, and
Yeah.
What about Sterling? And then that's all she wrote.
That's dope.
So now it's
I
kind of
like
it's kind of cool because I always like to pay attention to people's names that I learn at work.
Yeah.
To see them like, wow, that's a cool name. What if I do the same thing
Right.
and pick up a name and then have a kid later on and be like, yo, I got this.
You got
I thought of
that
this
there.
name from a regular coffee shop that I used to work
Right.
at, just like my dad did.
Yeah.
So it's always cool knowing that he was doing his coffee thing back in the day, and now he was always asking me, how's the coffee shop? How's the coffee shop? You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
So it just gives me some extra love when I am doing my thing in there.
Respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, I had to hunt for my name. Oh shoot. You lucky. You got I told my dad, I said, Desmond Tutu, is that who you looked at?
Whatever.
He goes,
that's your full name?
No, it's not.
Oh,
I was trying to connect it to somebody. So I said that. My dad said, who that?
That's funny.
I was like, all right.
Nah, you got a dope name too, though.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah. So with Pops, he passed. Is that what you said?
So he had me at 55 years old.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
so he passed away when I was 19, when he was 73 years old.
So he got to see you win the championship.
Yeah, he was back at home. It was on the radio. I think it was. I don't know if it was televised at all.
Okay.
But he was pretty sick. He was sick. He was down bad, so he couldn't really travel. It was about 45-minute drive.
Wow.
Because he was battling cancer at the time, and he was 73 years old.
73.
But no, but he got to see me do my thing. He came to as many games as he could that last year. Okay. You know what I mean? He loved watching me play ball, man. He loved.
That's amazing.
And it's kind of cool because I in the cul-de-sac when Mason and I were playing in the cul-de-sac, right? He had the garage door always open, and he had his old recliner. He was watching NASCAR, and he could peek out the door and see me shooting hoops with the boys. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
And he would be yelling, nothing but the bottom of the net, that shot, and I could hear him in there. Yeah. And I love this because he would always come out if he saw me missing a lot of shots. Mind you, I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, right?
Okay.
If he saw me missing a lot of shots, he would walk out. He's an old man, old skinny black dude. You know what I mean? He would walk out with his cane and everything, and he would grab a rock. And he would set $1 on underneath the rock, and he would just walk back in the house and not say anything. And that's how I knew. Oh, my dad's betting on me right now. Oh. I need to make these shots.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, as a kid, it's like, yo, you think about that stuff. So anytime I'm like, yo, you want to play for some money?
Dang.
Yeah. So if you want to play for some money, one of these days you're gonna get the best work. That's for sure.
Bad, man. You see some cash. That's
Yeah. So that always reminds me of my old man for sure.
That's Sterling. That's amazing, bro.
No, that's what I always think about for sure.
That's certainly amazing, man. I gotta ask, how with his passing, how do you counter that? How does one teach me what you did to get through that tough moment in life?
I'd say
because I want to know what to do.
Because you got a pretty close relationship with your dad, right?
Oh man, yeah. So close.
Mine grew tremendously when I was in high school, and I was separated away from him because when I was about 13 years old, my parents never married, right? So, they were both. My mom, she went blind when I was about 7 years old. So we were living on disability. My dad was living on disability. They were separated. I was moving all over Springfield and Eugene. We were getting evicted left and right. So I was back and forth between some friends' houses too. And then the first basketball team that I got on, they took me in. Like the coach and their family, they took me in. And my dad, that's when our relationship really grew, when I was away from him the most. Not like away from him because I was always seeing him and going to visit him because he was in the same old house, you know what I mean? And that's when I learned the most from him, I'd say. You know what I mean? And
when you were staying?
When I was staying with this family that I was with up until like what's today's date? 12th?
Yeah, 11th. Yeah,
the 11th. So just yesterday, actually, January 10th is our anniversary for when they took me in.
Wow.
So it's 10 years on the dot yesterday from when they kind of realized, like, yo, this kid's going through something. And they could see that throughout, I was going back and forth between my friends' houses. You know what I mean? Because it's like my dad wasn't really putting me in the safest environment. My mom wasn't doing the best either. My older sister wasn't doing the best at the time either. So it's like, what what's going to go, what path am I going to go down at
Yeah.
13 years old?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With not a whole lot of good guidance right now.
Mhm.
So that family, they potentially saved my life. So
Salute to 'em, salute.
so that's my family. My biological family is always going to be my family too. But
Of course.
I like to say that I was raised by 4 adults, which is
Wow.
a blessing. But to get back to more your question,
Yeah, what did Sterling do to navigate that? I mean,
so when my old man died, I was at my second year at the U of O.
okay,
And my
okay.
old man, he went to the U of O too for for 7 years. And he was that dude, man. He was so cool.
That's gangster, man.
He was him, man.
7 years.
He was
Gangster.
him. He graduated with all sorts of degrees. He was really doing his thing, man.
Oh, yeah.
And so he wanted me to go to the U of O.
Okay.
So I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to work in the coffee shop and I want to go to the U of O just like my old man did, right?
Straight up,
I want to be everything like him, man.
Yeah.
And so I got a call when I was in psychology class, and I think I got a text from Cindy. Cindy and Jeff were the folks that took me in when I was just a young buck, right?
Okay.
So I got a call or a text saying that you need to get out of class right now, And I was driving home. Everybody was just in the house, silent, and I knew at that point.
You just felt it, yeah.
So that was probably one of the toughest days of my life, honestly, because at that point I was like, I had such a good relationship with him, and he was in and out of the hospital. Like I wasn't naive to the idea. Like I knew that he was gonna, go at a young age for me. You know what I mean? I knew I was gonna lose him probably sooner than I'd like.
Yeah.
I was hoping he had more, maybe 5 years left in the tank.
Yeah.
But he was such a stubborn old man too, dog. Like once you get up in age, he was an alcoholic, drug abuser. I mean, he was growing up in Portland. During those times, and he was in the military. Like he went through it, man.
He went through it.
So, but from what I saw, it's like it was like getting raised by like an old Jedi. You know what I mean? That's the way I compare, because he's wise and he taught me so much with his words.
Yeah.
And so anytime that I was going through something, he would just speak so calmly, clearly, and he just made everything so simple.
Just made it simple.
He just made it simple.
Which makes the world go round.
So when I was dealing with that, don't get me wrong, like everybody goes through something a little different when they lose somebody.
Oh yeah, grief is grief.
It's a cycle. You go through like those stages that that people know of, and I went through those stages so many times of just like being mad at him. Like you could have done so much more for yourself and you didn't. You know what I mean? But then you feel guilty because I could have been there more for him and helped him. But it's like, hey, I'm just graduating high school. I'm just starting college. Like I'm just working. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't got things figured out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. It was tough, huh? It was tough.
So you just had to get through it.
You just have to get through it. You got to talk to people. You gotta lean on people. You gotta let people love you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You really gotta let people love you.
Yes.
But at the time, my coach had my back. He knew how much I had, how much love I had for my dad. My stand at the time that I was working at had so much, like, everybody had my back so much. You know what I mean? My friends, my family, like they showed me so much love because they know how much love I had for him.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? So they knew it meant a whole lot to me, and he still means so much to me. Like everything that I know and that, how I wake up, I wake up and I think of him every day.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but he's still helping me, man. I realized, I figured out why he was, taken away from me at a young age. Like it makes sense, and I came to peace with it. Like I'm still gonna cry about it every once in a while, just because he's not here when you want him to be.
Yeah.
But we still got your back.
That's huge, man. I salute that about you, because one thing I do, I might have said it on Walk and Talks, I put myself in other people's shoes the best I can. I mean, you never will be in their shoes, but I try to see out of their perspective. When I think of that, when you told me that beforehand too, I was like, man, I said, Pops, Dad, what's up? But I said, dude, I would be a wreck. I'd be so devastated. So I salute you being so strong and having the perseverance to get through that. That's huge.
Well, it's like you gotta respect what the man did. It's like if I took a toll on myself, and he wouldn't want that of him. He knew, like, I'm gone, but I tried my best before I was gone.
Exactly.
So it's like if I did myself any disrespect, I'd be doing him disrespect. You know what I mean? He raised me as well as he could. He been through it, dog. But I owe him everything.
That's huge. That's huge, man. Motivation every day, man.
Absolutely.
Every day you think about
Absolutely.
that. That's keep your motor going right there.
Absolutely,
That's fuel, man.
Absolutely.
That's that Tesla charge right there.
Yeah, I try to be, dog. I try. Yeah,
That's
but no.
Man,
But yeah,
that is, whew, yeah, that's huge. Appreciate that. man.
absolutely. dog.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for asking, man.
Man,
I love talking about it. I always talk about
do
it.
you? Okay.
I always
Word.
talk about it. And I think that's important when you do lose somebody that you do love,
Yeah.
is that you talk about
You talk.
it. You know, and now I have and then the other people will talk about, man, I wish I met your dad. I was like, I wish you met him too.
I do,
It's
man.
so cool, man. It's so cool.
You a cool cat, bro. You chilling. Like I always knew of you, but then like talking to you at the gym, I was like,
oh no, my dad's on 10 when it comes to
he on 10.
Oh, he's like you. He would be a lot like you too.
Really? That's an honor, dude. You saying that.
Like you.
That's an honor right there. Now you got me my pops. Man. Shoot. Then you'd be like, all right, there we go.
No, definitely spend time with your loved ones because you never know. You never know. They're stubborn. Old people are stubborn, man.
Yeah, that's true, man. My grandmother, I'll tell you this, she's pure Ukrainian. My grandparents came from Ukraine way back after World War II. And let me tell you, my grandmother, she's in her 70s. And like you said, she's tough as nails.
Mm-hmm. They don't know any other way, man.
Tough as nails.
They don't.
Grabbing stuff off the top counter.
They can do it.
Moving heavy stuff.
They can do it back then. They can do it now. That's what they think.
Right. And she be doing it. You're right. That's a true statement right there,
that,
man. Golly. Well, on another note, I gotta ask. I'm a light in the mood with it.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Apple VR headset I was talking about?
You mentioned
on another note
before we started. You mentioned it. I was like, don't know a whole lot about it, but when it comes to VR and that stuff, like I've tried it. I've maybe tried it like once or twice.
Oh, have you? You put the headset on?
Yeah, like what do they call those? Oculus?
Is it the Oculus?
Yeah, Oculus.
Okay.
I've done that maybe once or twice. My family has one.
Oh,
and I'm like, I find more entertainment watching somebody else do it versus me actually doing it. It trips me out.
So you won't buy one?
No, I wouldn't invest in that. No, absolutely. Apple, no. Whatever they got going on, I'm good with a phone and maybe a laptop.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't want to be glued to anything else.
They want like $3,000 for that. Oh my God.
No, that's $3,000 I could be doing for so many other things.
Yeah. It's a trip. Like, I know we talked about it, but it's a trip to look at that and think like movies was showing that 10 years ago.
Oh, man.
And now here it comes.
Now it's real life.
Yeah, now here it comes. Yeah.
It's crazy. But
just imagine you're just sitting in your living room, just staring like at the wall, but you got
and you're thoroughly entertained. But a lot of people are going to be thoroughly entertained by that.
For real.
Whatever they're doing.
Bruh. Break into someone's house with an Apple VR headset. You're gonna see.
No.
I'm telling you, people gonna be sitting there. You're like, damn, this dude don't even see me.
I'm just gonna take everything out.
For real?
I got headphones on and everything.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna eat a meal, fix a sandwich.
But no, I think it's probably gonna be. This is too soon. I feel like Apple is jumping the gun.
Yeah.
On this one, I don't know. We'll see. We're definitely gonna see a lot of videos about people, doing that. So
Sterling, if I wore it, first thing I'm watching is the Cat Williams interview again. I don't know why.
Okay. Are we getting to this?
I'm gonna get into that. Did you watch that?
I did not watch the whole thing. I got a TikTok, so I always see I see like little snippets pop up every once in a while. But
what'd you think of that?
I mean, I love Cat Williams. I think he's hilarious.
So you seen Friday After Next?
Oh yeah,
of course.
Cat Williams is one of the best to ever do it.
Facts.
For sure.
Facts.
In the comedy realm. And Shannon Sharp, he's one of the probably one of the greatest tight ends to ever do it too. Man, yeah. And I like listening talk on he's on what's he on? First Take. And
is it First Take?
I think he's on First Take with like Stephen A. Smith.
And he went to the other side after Fox.
Yeah. So I love staying up to date with sports and what these guys are talking about, especially for people that played the game too. Like listen to somebody talk about the NFL that's retired.
Yeah, definitely.
Get their perspective on it. I think it's cool. Keeps my gears turning about sports. You know what I mean? So, but
man, yeah, Cat.
Whatever Cat's talking about, that's wild.
That was wild. He lit it up. But do you know? They said he's a genius. They said that dude read tons of books.
Oh yeah, no. I think they threw out he read 3,000 books in a year or something like that.
You think that's true?
I don't know how many. I don't know how many. Right. How much time you would actually to put in to read 3,000 books in 1 year, but
some had to be coloring books. I'm just Some had to
just
be.
with pictures or something.
Right, right,
Just
some
skimming
pictures.
through that.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, you got to appreciate the craft. I mean, I
Right.
believe it. I don't believe maybe 3,000, but I believe he probably read a lot.
Yeah. Even if
because
he
the
did
way
1,000,
speaks-
I
the
mean,
way he speaks and the way he
yeah.
is as a comedian and his character is like you probably learned so much just
Right.
like how to speak and to communicate. So he's probably got a lot of stuff going up on there.
Definitely.
A lot of good stuff going on. So
yeah, it's like I don't even know. Like everything he said, he makes you think about it.
oh yeah,
Like not like
it's the
yeah,
way he says it. It's
Yeah.
the way he says it. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I like it.
Like yeah, some things you might question, but for the most part, I was just thinking. I was like,
I found it thoroughly entertaining. From like I didn't because obviously I mean I didn't watch the whole thing through because it was almost 3 hours long.
yeah, it's
but
almost like 3 hours.
but
I won't
if-
hold you that long here
oh,
today. Don't worry.
if it if something pops up on like Instagram or TikTok or something, I'll tune in for half a second, see what they're talking about, but
yeah,
I won't go too much further than that.
right,
You know what
right.
I mean?
I'm gonna have to play it for like background sound. Like when I'm cleaning my whole house, I'll just listen to the whole thing.
There you go.
Because I got like an hour in, but I was sick, so I kept falling asleep.
Oh yeah, you were probably getting into that when you were sick because that's when it kind of dropped like last week. Is that
Yeah,
what-
yeah.
yeah. Nothing better to do, huh?
Man, I didn't. I just hit play on the video and just laid there. Just and then I fell
No.
asleep. I'm like, oh dang it.
But no, I like what Shannon Sharp is doing with the podcast. Hopefully, he keeps growing. He keeps
Yeah.
doing his thing.
Definitely.
Mhm.
It's huge, man. I think it's key. It's definitely key.
You know,
My
so
favorite part I was telling people is because Kat was like, you made a space where anybody can come here and talk. And I think that's huge, man.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
That's why, like, normally when somebody would probably throw out the idea of like starting a podcast and
Mhm.
me getting into it and whatnot, I'm like,
Right.
But how you pitched it, I was like, yo, you just talking to people in your community, random people that you know that you want to know better,
Mhm.
you want to know more about. It's like if you're taking that approach, it's authentic, it's genuine. It's like that's the type of stuff that I would be interested in doing. So I was like, no hesitation.
It's man,
Absolutely.
it's an honor,
Yeah,
dude.
thank you,
having
brother.
you on
No,
here. It's
I
an
hope
honor.
this goes the distance for you.
Thanks, man.
And putting the time and money and energy into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it goes far as honestly in a way that our guest takes it, It's all every guest is an honor to take time out their day like you did. Like,
No, so
I
excited
never
for this,
expected you to just say, yeah, I'll be there. I never
bro. I was
did.
like, just tell me when, dog. I'll be there.
And you did, man, bro. You should have saw me in the car after that. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, no, I was ready for it. I was interested, man. Just because the way you approached me at the gym and we were chatting and we were just chatting it up.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, yeah, no, I could sit down with this guy for a couple,
Man.
maybe an hour or two.
100%.
Absolutely. So I was like, let's run it.
And the walk and talk was fire.
Yeah,
People
no.
love that, by the way.
Good, man. Good.
That was fire, man. I'm getting my steps in from those, man.
Oh no, you gotta. Yeah, you need to get your exercise.
Shoot, Joe, you saw Joe with the camera.
He was backpedaling too. I was
Oh,
like, I know those
gang.
calves.
Dude,
Those calves and hamstrings got to be
Man.
burning.
for days. Shout out to Joe.
Shout
Salute to
out.
Joe. He's doing this every week.
Man. You gotta get your squat back up for sure.
Man, for real. Gosh, I mean, we talked about workouts and everything. I want you to share with the world one thing that always stands out to me on the physical part of you.
Mhm.
Tattoos.
No, no,
You are tatted,
no,
my
I
guy.
am pretty blasted. I even like growing up. I did not like tattoos at all. My dad didn't like them.
Really?
Yeah, but my sister started getting tattoos.
Yeah. How'd you get into it? How did that make you?
It's man. Oh man, this is
Because you're
so weird.
sleeved, man.
Yeah, no, I got my arms done, my chest is done,
And they're
both of
fire
my legs,
tattoos.
both my legs are done. But no, honestly, I got one, I got two, I got three, I got four.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'll be done after those ones. And then
Mhm.
next thing you know, I met this really, really cool cat that had he's from the Bronx, New York, right?
Word.
And he came to Oregon maybe maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Came out to here.
Yeah,
Okay.
came out to Oregon and he was doing his thing. He was trying to gain some momentum out here. And Oregon's a big tattoo scene. It really
Okay,
is because what you have to go through to get licensed and everything. It's hard in Oregon.
Is it really?
It's tough, man. So once I just started getting my first four, and I was designing them to myself and whatnot. I got my first one on my leg, and I just went from there. And then
Hold up. So you were designing yourself and you weren't really relying on the artist to tell you.
When I first got going, I was like, yo, there's definitely my ideas that I want for sure.
Right.
And I don't want to budge on them. But then you got to let the artist be the artist. You know, I wasn't gonna do the art. You know what I mean? But I had the ideas and some staples that I really wanted in there, and then, you know, create it, adjust it however you need to. I wasn't a tattoo artist, not at the time at least, because once I started I was just getting blasted, and then going back to my artist now. His name is Gutta Banks. Shout out him. He's down in Medford now, running his own shop finally. So I get to go see him in a couple weeks too. But he just turned into a big brother with me too. So I was getting tattoo like every other week.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Gutta Banks. And where's he at?
He's in Medford, Oregon.
Respect. Yep. And he does all your work.
He's done
most of it.
Man, he's done. I'd say 90% of it.
Oh, that's 90% a lot of work.
My work. But no, he's such a cool cat. We gone to a Blazers game together. We just chatted up.
Respect.
Like, I wouldn't even like. I was at the point in time where I was just going to the tattoo shop to just, you know, see what was up with him and chat up. You know?
Oh, that's when you know it's real.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was just a friend at that point. You spend so many hours in that chair just getting blasted. You start talking about so many things. He knows so much about me. I know so much about him, his kids, how he grew up, and how he started tattooing. And then
it's like barbershop talk.
Exactly. But you're there for a lot longer.
Yeah, true. So
yeah, and you're in pain. And you're in pain for most of it. You know what I mean? But no, once I just started getting my first 4 and 5, 6, 7, and up to 100 something. I don't know. I lost count obviously, but no. But shout out Gutta Banks. He's
shout
really
out.
Cool. I try to put so many people on him because he's a good dude. Man.
Just a good.
He's a good dude. He's worked his butt off for sure to get where he's at.
Now you're talking to someone who has no tattoos.
You don't got none?
I have none. But if I ever did, it'd be my whole left leg.
That's where I started. I got my whole left leg done.
Serious?
And then I went up to my left arm and I was like, okay, I'm done. I told my family I'm done.
Yeah, nah.
And I was like, I got more ideas. I got a whole lot of ideas.
Yeah.
Because I was still designing my own thing, and then G was doing his thing, and he made it so he made it so like easy to just book with him. And it's like if you're a good client, it's like, yo, he's gonna push somebody else out the way maybe to get you in.
Bet.
You know what I mean? So he was just doing that for me so often. We just came close.
That's dope, man.
So
I would. I'd do the left. I would. I will see. Because I know if I got one on my left leg, like you said, I know
addicting, dog. You, I'll be careful.
Sheesh, man. Yeah, we see how Garage Talks goes. From there, I got to balance.
But nah, and then actually when I was done managing, I stepped down because I was like, I need to try something.
Oh,
I need to try. So I was done being a manager, and then I ended up tattooing myself for a year.
Oh, what?
So I was tattooing for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'm glad I tried it. I'm not doing it no more, but I'm definitely glad I tried it. It was a cool experience.
Did you ever do any of your own drawings?
Yeah,
have you ever hit yourself?
Yeah, no, I gave myself a few tattoos.
Did you?
Yeah,
where at?
On my leg.
On the leg.
I had one covered up because it was pretty bad. But I had G cover it up. So it was a win-win.
A+ for trying.
Yeah, no, it was a cool experience. People were cool in the industry. But I'm just glad I tried something new. That's what I needed to get.
Yeah, respect.
You know what I mean? Because I was doing the manager thing, and I was like, I need to get a change of scenery.
Got to change it.
So I'm glad I switched it up. It didn't work out, but that's all right.
Right. The power of saying that too, though, just saying like, "Hey, I tried this.
I failed at something. I'm glad I tried it."
It's powerful.
You know what
Respect
I mean? I wasn't scared to fail. That's for sure.
Definitely. You don't know what's getting up if you don't ever fall down.
Yeah, but no, I love tattoos. Tattoos are dope. It's a great way to express yourself. A little scrapbook on your body as you go about life. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to ask. Like, are they all pretty? I mean, they're all meaningful, but is there like a story to your tattoos?
I could talk about every bit of my tattoo.
Could
for
you?
Hours, absolutely. I try to put as much thought and value and I just try to put some time because when I look at it, it's like even somebody, if it gets blurry, in 20 years, I can look at it and still know what it says, or I can know what I was thinking at that point in my life. You know what I mean? And why I got it, when I got it, you know what I mean? So it's just good reminders. Some of it, I got Joker tattoos. I got Black Panther tattoos. It's like some of it's like, just silly and whatnot.
Shoot.
But for the most part, it's like, I can look at it and be like, that's either dope or that means a lot to me.
Exactly.
And that's a win-win as far as I'm concerned.
That's dope, man. I can see you just chilling too. You could just be chilling like somewhere tropical. Have a friend next to you, be like, what does
that mean? It's like I can talk about it for hours.
That's a great conversation starter. That's dope, bro.
So no, I appreciate all other tattoos that I see on people. You know what I mean? So it's cool. I'm glad that it's becoming more normalized,
100%.
acceptable. You know what I mean? You see, doctors with tattoos. And I mean, I don't think I have, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. What is now? I gotta ask. What's the most painful tattoo, or like the most painful spot?
I want to say probably the last one I got, only because I think my tolerance went down.
Really?
Because I just got blasted so quick, and then I was getting so used to it, and I would always like, tattoos don't hurt that bad. And then I waited for a while to go get my last one that I got done a couple months ago, and I'm like, like it was on the back of my hamstring, my right hamstring.
Oh, okay.
And I'd have a fatter one on my left hamstring that wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
And I got this one done. I'm like, bro, I am about to tap. I've never tapped before.
You have it?
I've never tapped before. I don't plan on it, but that was, oh man. My kneecaps weren't easy. My chest, I was super skinny. Like I was skinnier even then.
So he's hitting bone.
Exactly. So I don't got a lot of meat on me. So it doesn't. None of them feel good. None of them feel good.
What about you? Have one on your rib cage?
I got a little one on my ribs.
Yeah, I heard ribs are tough.
Mine's tiny. It wasn't that bad. And she was like the chick that actually gave me that one. She was super light-handed.
For real.
Super. It wasn't G. He goes. He doesn't care. He doesn't care how hard he knows I can take it now.
Right.
But so
you got muscles now.
Exactly. I'm fine. But he doesn't take it light on me.
Definitely.
No, Rebs wasn't that bad. It was tiny.
Man, that's crazy stuff.
Kneecaps, chest, hamstrings. Oh, I don't even think about it.
Really?
Move on.
Oh my goodness.
You get sick to your stomach.
Oh my gosh. In a way, is it kind of therapeutic?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Getting a tattoo is very therapeutic, but it just hurts in the process, obviously. But it's worth it. It's always worth it.
You got me thinking, man.
Yeah, just take some time. I always encourage, like, at least, see what it's about. Maybe I don't know. It was kind of cool to learn about the tattoo industry too. Right. Being an artist for a little bit. So they got best of both worlds, being the canvas and the artist.
Man, that's it. Now on another note, moving from tattoos, you're a dude. What else I love is you're smiling and laughing a lot.
You always
laughing is medicine. Laughing is healing. Did you? How did it take you to learn that? How did it take you to say, hey, you know what? We got to smile more.
Man, I think I was always smiling as a kid. No matter what was going on, I think you just got to do everything with a smile.
You're right.
I mean, obviously, I don't remember what I was, doing when you're 4 or 5 years old. But from what I do remember, parents talking, about me as a kid, anything I was doing with a smile on my face.
I love that. It's welcoming. It is.
I try, man. I try.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I think people need to, not put the fake smile, but for the most part,
you can either fake it till you make it, or if you need to, wear your heart on your sleeve every once in a while, and show a little face every once. It's fine. We all human.
100%.
Can't smile 100% of the time.
Does the world need to smile more, Sterling?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. I think we need to. I think it was a really tough time when we were all going through COVID. I know this it affected me greatly when I actually talked to someone. Once you realize it, it's like everybody was covering their mouth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Everybody was covering their face, and you couldn't see people smile. At the grocery store, you don't know if people are laughing, they're smiling. You don't know if people are in a good mood. And once you pick up on that stuff and you're mindful of it, it's like that actually does affect how I'm going about my business. Because it's like if you see somebody random smile, it's like, okay, maybe I'll smile too. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's like once you have that energy kind of taken away, and it's because energy is so contagious, whether it's positive or negative, right?
Facts.
So if you're in the workplace and you can't see, people smiling or having a good time, or it's just like, it was tough, man. That was all a tough part of our lives. And, not being able to see people smile was like, that hurt a little bit. So.
And you're being at the stand where people wearing their masks all the time when they pulled up.
So it's like, people smile with their eyes, you try, like I was trying to be mindful of like smiling with your eyes, you know what I mean? But, no, it was tough there for a little bit. I could definitely feel it on like on a mental level going in and out of work. You know what I mean? Once you think about it a little bit too much,
man.
So
when I was outside of work, I whipped that mask off so quick, man. I just said, forget it. I remember one dude, he was working remote from home, in testimony to what you just said about smiling. And I was with Loki, my dog, and I was running with him. And 2020, it's 2020. He came out his house. Desmond. Hey, what's up, man? I know him, man. He's
Mhm.
like, I work from home. He's like, you're the first person I've seen smile and not wear a mask in months. Can I just hug you? And I was like,
That's
dang,
crazy. And it's just crazy how long that was going on for us.
bro. It was crazy. I definitely had to invent ways to just keep feeling positive and
Yep.
up and beat. Because you're so limited.
Mhm.
I couldn't do the things I could do half the things I love, but I don't know. It's just
I
it
hear
was
you, brother.
crazy. He
That
did.
was tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, crazy. How
But
do
he gave you a hug, yeah?
Yeah, he gave me a hug. I told him, I was like, if Loki jumps on you, sorry, bro. But he's like, I don't care.
That's worth it. That's so worth it.
That was just, that's 3 years ago about it. I'm like, dang, like that's crazy how he genuinely was like, please let
I
me
need
just
a
give you a
hug,
hug.
dog.
And I was like, yeah,
Especially
come
from a man to a man. That's like, maybe
Just,
maybe he was going for something.
yeah.
Got open arms right there. There you go.
Yeah, he works from home. You live at home. I was like,
Good for you, brother.
thanks, man.
Good for you.
Try. Like you said, it's contagious, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
On another thing, just to see for keeping yourself feeling right. How does Sterling stay feeling right? How do you feel in tune with yourself? Even when bad times come.
There's so many things that you can rely on now. I've definitely learned over the years what don't help me and what does help me for sure. I rely on my friends so much, whether
Okay.
they like it or not.
You got
what
a
I mean?
team.
I lean on my friends so much. I live with my best friends.
Oh, word.
So,
Okay.
they are always we're just always having a good time.
It's always a vibe, right?
You're always a vibe when I'm with the boys.
Coming over.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're the house, like we're the mutual house.
Yeah.
We got the 3 guys, like myself included. We got 3 guys in the house,
Mhm.
and then our 2 other cats come over too.
Okay.
It's like we all have our locations on our phone too.
Oh, respect.
So it's like if you see like 4 out of 5 of us is at the house, it's like, okay, pull up.
Oh, pull up.
Yeah,
That's the smoke signal, right?
Yeah, that's the best.
That's the best signal.
No, it's so funny how that happens all the time.
That's dope.
Yeah, no. So just my friends playing ball still. Like I play on a city league team still.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta get that competitive jive out of the way. You know what I mean? You gotta be competitive.
You play on Sundays or Mondays?
Mondays now.
Mondays. Okay.
But for the holidays, we always used to take a little time off, obviously. But I've been running with the same cats for a little bit now, for a couple of years, and now we're just getting back into it. We just got to play this last Monday.
Yeah.
And we played well. Felt good.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a couple months off. I thought I was gonna be. I'm so out of shape, dog.
Ah, man.
Not in basketball shape, that's for sure.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well, you put some muscle on too. That weighs.
Things different. It's different.
It's
man.
different.
It's
Yeah.
Feel a lot different. So
100%.
But yeah, no, playing ball, just something to rely on every week to just get after it, compete with your boys and whatnot that's always a stress reliever to keep me regular.
Definitely.
But the boys playing hoops, making music every once in a while when I can.
Oh, you make music?
I feel like I've always have wanted to make music.
Yeah,
I've always like written stuff, find a plain Jane beat on YouTube or whatever and just start writing. Start writing.
Certain genre?
What's up?
Certain genre? Like hip hop, R&B, country?
No, not country. I can't do none of that. No kudos. No. Shout out to the people that are making country music, but I'd say it's more of like a
jazz,
a rap. It's like R&B rap type.
Okay.
Stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out. That's part of the process. And I got a guy that I used to work with at one of my shops.
Respect.
And he is so good. He's so talented, and he's been teaching me all that he knows. And he gives me so much patience with the whole process. But it's cool learning what he knows, and how he approaches music.
Right.
Because we have such different styles.
Gotcha.
And he has just been doing it for a lot long. He's younger than I am, and has been doing it for such a long time.
Dope.
So no, shout out to Ligo. Ligo on the track. He makes a lot of good music.
Okay. I'm gonna check him out.
Oh, absolutely. Ligo, Ligo.
You smooth, man. You gonna kill it. If you get that music down, you about to
I'm trying, man. But no, it's cool because especially if you're going through like a hard time. I was making something when my dad passed. I was, I had to distract myself somewhere, somehow. So I was just writing stuff, trying to find beats and just put in some rhymes,
100%.
a poem or something. And it was helping me, dog. It was helping me. So go through like a breakup, or got problems with girls, you got problems with your family, you got you just got problems that you don't know how to talk about, but you can make some music about. It's like, let me make a song out of this, and then it'll make me feel better.
Man, here, we take some pictures of you on this couch right now, and then you have just an album cover ready, just stock ready.
I don't think I would ever want to like try to like push it out there and
Yeah.
you know make a name for myself by any means. It's just
I
the
feel you.
fact that I'm like this is a way to express myself,
Definitely.
spend my time, and know that it's actually worthwhile, and I'm maybe creating something that I like.
Definitely.
It's like if I'm creating something that I like, I think that is the definition of art as far as I'm concerned. Because if you're just like
100.
if you're just making something, whether it's music or anything really, honestly, and you're just like trying to make it for other people,
Right.
then it's just kind of losing the essence of what you were trying to create in the first. Like, are you trying to sell it or are you trying to make it? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's deep.
You know what I mean? So it's like when I am able to go in the studio at his house and we sit down for an hour or two and he's helping me. He's like, figure out your sound. You gotta listen to a lot of different people and see what they're doing. And it's like once I kind of figured out, my voice, how I lyrically want to go about my business, and what I want to write about, it's like okay, stuff is starting to add up.
Gotcha.
And then he's still doing his thing. So it's just knowing that I'm trying to get better at something. I don't want to plateau in any way. So if I can make some progress and making some songs, why not?
Yeah, and it feels good as you make that progress in something.
Absolutely, because that's something that you can like hear. It's like, yo, you make a song 2 years ago, and then you make one now. It's like, yo, my voice is better, my my lyrics are better, my like everything is just getting better, just because you put some time and effort and some pride into it. So
when you create something, like you said, make, it's the best feeling. It really is, and then you get some substance to it. That's huge. Yeah. That's how we do on this podcast. Just seeing. Like I watch our first episode, then I watch our fifth one, then I'll watch this one and study them. And I'm like, whoa, the progression is huge. Whether it's me, what my team did. So I feel you. I feel you 100%.
You're just trying to create something that you guys can enjoy. That's all that matters.
That's all.
And if it does well, if your community likes it, if the public likes it, your friends, your family, and it's like that, man, that's a win-win.
Helping someone,
you know what I mean?
So Sterling, before we close out, any last words you want to give to the world? Anything you want to tell? Any advice? Anything before we close it? Any last thing?
I just, I appreciate you putting this thing together, what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Thank you.
It's so cool, man. You're just doing it in your own community, like I said before. And I think that's important. I feel like sometimes we're just so tunnel vision out in our own, like if you're going to the grocery store, if you're going to the coffee shop and you're just like about yourself and you're about your own business, it's like, go out your comfort zone to actually make somebody's day every once in a while.
Thank you, man.
I try to do that. I know that you do that all the time. I see it. I see it when you walk in the gym. Like you've got that energy about you. So change for the better.
Appreciate it,
You've
man.
done so much good in your life, bro. I
appreciate that.
So
I appreciate it. Anytime, man. Just, like you said, just bringing people together. I think that's huge. And
absolutely.
That's what we're here about on Garage Talks. It's just different people. And you will be back soon. We're definitely going to do our group stuff. So I want you in with someone else. Yeah. So we got it going. World, we appreciate you guys. Many blessings to you. Thank you for tuning in Garage Talks. We catch you on the next episode. We out. Bless up.